Top of the morning, creator. And so we've made it. We've summited. Time to put your flag in the top of the mountain. You've done the work. And your life has a whole new vista and view now, doesn't it? You are not the same person who started this odyssey 20 days ago. Not even close. I don't care if you did it all the way I suggested or you did it your way, you're still not the same person, especially if you've turned off the news and the negative. That's when you really, really get to know who you truly are. Because you can't bubble up into a space that's cluttered with negativity. You, the divine you, the masterful you, the eternal creator that is you, the quantum being that is you, just living for a brief time in this body and having a ball while you're doing it. That is, if you're doing it right. So I thought I would go back and look at what we've done together. And I'm telling you, I'm a little blown away at all that we have covered, all the topics. I've never written anything down before I talk to you, so you might hear me turning a page here because I just went through all the descriptions so that I could relate back to you how amazing this journey is by going over all the fun things that we've discovered about ourselves. So, the big one, creating versus reacting. I swear, I think that's a top 3. If there was a top 3 that you could pick as asking yourself during the day when you feel yourself going to a place, am I creating or am I reacting? The less you react, the more you're creating. The less you react, the more you're allowing. And that's where the juice is, in the creating and the allowing. Okay, talked about not giving your opinion. And that's a practice in and of itself, is it not? Swallowing, leaving, hitting end. I don't know what happened. I lost the connection. Running away, whatever. Just being quiet, holding your tongue. Really? Just sitting with it. God, that's powerful stuff. Okay. Discernment on where you focus your attention. Am I focusing it on things that don't serve me, that I have no control over, and that I'm just reacting to? Well, what's the point? Why? It's akin to self-flagellation. Seriously. Creating a space of non-judgment and non-reaction. That's mastery right there. Straight up, hold the fruit, shaken, not stirred, mastery. And then, of course, we meditated together, didn't we? How's that worked for you? Man, I got to tell you, I love meditating, and I guess I love guiding you guys through meditations too. That's really something that I enjoy. I do it with my yoga students, but I haven't done it in this kind of a forum, and I get so much out of it. It's just delicious, and I hope you're getting out of it what I am, that deep dive into the sea of tranquility that is you, into the essence of you. That's really what it is, isn't it? The essence of you, into your eternalness, into your quantum beingness. Oh my God, there's nothing better. Now, talked about strategies for not picking up the other end of the stick, not participating in arguments, right? With the great words, wow, okay, and sounds good to me. My favorites. And of course, you can string them together. Oh, wow. Okay. Sounds good to me. You know, however they work. It's genius. Thank you to my friend who turned me on to that. And you know what? This is what it's all about. We share forward, don't we? You know, we get an idea and we share it with each other, because the more of us that are happy, the more of us that are fulfilled, the more of us that are creating, consciously creating on the leading edge, not just throwing up and doing things and banging into things and falling down, because that's not creating. It's creating, but it's creating by default, or really unconscious creating, right? What we're going for here is a conscious creation process instead of just letting life happen to me. And life is going to happen, but it's how we react to it. And that's why we do all this work, because COVID happened. What are you going to do? You can't get around that, can you? But how are you reacting to COVID? I know myself, I've run the whole gamut. Did you ever read Kubler-Ross's 7 Stages of Dying? Well, that's how I felt during COVID. COVID's still going on and I don't even know it's here anymore. I wear my mask, I do my thing, but at the beginning, I was feeling a little, like pissed off. I had things to do, places to go, people to see, dances to dance. How dare they? And now I'm rolling with it. And that's really what we want to get to. We want to roll with everything because, as I said, life is going to happen. How are you going to react to it? That's the key, right? Okay. Oh, this is a big one. Might be a top 3. In order to realize your desires into manifestations, and that's everything from feeling good on up, your beliefs must align with your desires. If they don't, you can have the biggest darn desire ever. And if your belief is you're not worthy, if your belief is that kind of thing never happens to people like you, and on and on and on I could go, that's a wall. It's stasis. That's where your desire is in stasis. It's in holding. It's waiting to be released. And so what we're trying to do here is, and hopefully accomplishing it, by going deep, by meditating, by removing the din and the negativity, by looking at ourselves with a keen eye, a keen third eye, then we can really see where our beliefs are, how we believe, who we believe we are, how we believe we should be marching around in the world. And the ones that don't serve us, then we can let those go, fly, be free. Okay. And then we have our feelings and synonyms, one of my favorite things, and describing your feelings, milking those feeling words, getting really good at it because why? Because the universe responds to your vibration. And what's your biggest vibration? Your feelings, not your words. Feelings come first, words come second. The words describe the feelings. If we didn't have descriptive words for our feelings would not cease to exist. Get it? The words come after. And so it's really getting jiggy with your feelings. I'll tell you a little story. When I first started all this stuff with Abe, and they talked about feelings and how good it would be to feel at ease and relaxed and, happy and all that jazz. I thought, well, that's good. Because, I'm a New Yorker and I'm a Celtic girl. And my people weren't quiet and relaxed. And we had 2 settings. Total jubilation or utter contempt. And somewhere in the middle, there's a bunch of other stuff. It's called nuance. I didn't grow up in a world of nuance. So when Abe was saying that words don't teach, I kind of laughed because I actually had the words teach me. So what I did was when I realized I didn't know anything really about my feelings except those 2 polar regions, and which we could describe as in and out of the vortex, couldn't we? Yes. Or creating versus reacting. Yes. I printed out their entire emotional scale. And I put it everywhere, on the dashboard in my car, on my mirror in my bathroom, in front of the kitchen sink, places that I spent a lot of time, by my computer, in my purse, in my wallet. Because what would happen is I would check in with myself during the day and ask myself, hey, how do you feel? And I would look at the list of the feelings and I would say, oh, I'm feeling hopeful. That's how this feels. Okay. Cool. And that's how I backed into this whole feeling thing. I was feeling all those ranges of emotion, but I didn't know what they were, and I had 0 discernment. Okay, so actually words did teach me. I like being the exception to the rule. That's the only exception, by the way, because I had to go in that way. So this practice is us getting jiggy with our emotions. so that we can teach ourselves when we're going down a path that doesn't serve us, when we're having thoughts that don't serve us, right? And then we can, bam, pivot and move to the other side of the street, the sunny side of the street. All right, we talked about human mind versus universal mind. Human mind, the one that tells you when to get up, don't put your hand on the stove, pick your kid up from school, stop at the red light, right? Universal mind, everything else, your creative, everything, your imagination, where all inspired thoughts dwell, the provenance of all your inspired thoughts, there, universal mind. And how to spend more time there than in human mind, and also how to discern when human mind is taking the front and you get that overwhelming, like, oh, I got to do this. And then you relax and say, actually, no, I don't. That's human mind, right? So we're getting great at discerning between the two. Also, the logical mind versus your instinctual or your inspired thoughts. Again, that's what I just talked about. We talked about manumission, personal manumission, freedom. What does that mean? Freedom from what? Freedom from monkey mind, freedom from negative thoughts. And then we, of course, use strategies that we're using together to quiet our minds, which, of course, meditation is the big one. Observing versus reacting, becoming your own observer, becoming your own behavioral psychologist. Cool, right? Sociologist. Kind of just looking at yourself and observing. Look at me go. Look how I do that. I can make that better, right? And this comes when we declutter our mind, right? And that's why we've turned off the news and done all that. We need to declutter the mind, because you can't clean a place that's filled with detritus, can you? And debris. No, you cannot. You have to remove all of that and then get about cleaning and designing in this new sweet place. And it also helps you to release your knee-jerk responses, right? Because we can observe when we're doing that. All right. All the practices that we've gone along to here together, of course, saying thank you, having a day of just thank you for everything, which is just reminding all your people, your posse of dead geniuses, the universe, the law of attraction, your inner being source, the whole crowd. I'm here, I see you, and I want more. That's basically what it says. It's an acknowledgement. It's like talking to plants. Talk to your plants, they love it, and they get more planty. Okay, they get greener or more bold or whatever happens with plants as they grow, right? They just feel your attention. It's the exact same way with the universe. They feel whatever you want to use as a pronoun, that you're responding, and then they want to give you more. Okay? Just like with anything, right? Somebody gives you a compliment, you're like, oh, thanks. I want to give you more. So saying your thank yous, appreciating, journaling. We've done our meditation. Our words that okay, wow, sounds good to me, how to milk your day, how to design your day, how to review and milk your day before you sleep, segment intending, pre-paving, all that fabulous jazz. And this one I love. Wielding power from your exalted position as a human. I mean, that's really what it is. And when you can commune with your inner being and your human being at the same time, that's your logical mind, universal mind. That's who you are here in your body and the larger part of you. That power, there's nothing like it. You can't quantify it. You can't explain it fully. But when you're in your power and in your knowing, nothing can stop you. We talked about the how-tos and turning that over to the universe, the nuts and bolts. Here you go, universe. Your job, focus on what feels good, the essence of what you desire, right? Milk the heck out of that, and then inspired thoughts and actions will be revealed to you. It's brilliant. I mean, it's brilliant. And I discussed that the Abe cruise I was on where they gave us the power right and the kisser stuff, right? So basically that we're bullshitting ourselves about how much time we spend in the vortex versus how much we don't, right? So really coming to terms with that and being honest with yourself. Find interesting things to focus on, and non-physical will participate more fully because you're interesting now. that's calling in the big guns, right? That we have barely scratched the surface. And I think this is going to be our mantra for the rest of our lives. No, I know it is. And that's cool because it actually propels me forward to reach for more. And, we can rest when we're dead. Although it doesn't seem like Abe and Co. is resting, or any of my people either. Okay, talked about how your answers can only be as big as your questions. And your questions can only be broad and as expansive as you are. So if your beliefs are limiting, so are your questions. Get it? So the more we dump all those beliefs that do not serve us and overlay them with some fabulous new ones, the deeper we can go into everything. And now let's talk about the power of the imagination, where I spend really most of my time in my imagination. I would say that a wonderful equation would be in your imagination more than in your logical mind. Do the stuff you need to do, get it done, and then go into your imagination. Whoop, pop right up there. Okay? Because that's where the fun is. That's where the creativity is. That's where the expansiveness is. I mean, please. Okay. We talked about creating, really owning that you are creator, and the ithyphallic god Ta and his pottery wheel, right? So your pre-paving comes in here, and you're dreaming and imagining your day, right? As you're creating right from this space and throwing that red carpet out there forward. When you allow you to be who you truly are, when you're not holding back, when you're not going along to get along, when you're not doing something that you don't want to do to appease others, then it makes it easier for you to allow others to be who they truly are as well, right? Because you're giving yourself the gift of allowing you to be you. And then from that magnanimous place, that perch, it's really easy to allow everyone to do his own thing. Early on in this, as I was working to get to that perch, right? I came up with a mantra for myself, and that is everybody's right and nobody's wrong. If you can look out in the world and say everybody's right and nobody's wrong, because it's true, because everybody's living according to his or her own inner world experiences, we cannot judge. We cannot be that presumptuous that we know what is best for anyone but ourselves. And most of the time, we don't even know what's best for ourselves. So there you go. Okay. The power of not responding. This is one of my favorites. I think because I've always been a responder. I'm a chatter. You might not have noticed that. And I have opinions. I used to have a lot of opinions, and they were emphatic. Again, a New York City thing, right? We do everything with emphasis in that town. It's like, you want your coffee? You better say it fast. Everything's fast. Get it out. And I was that kind of a person. And then I went sailing and I chilled out, and then I came to Cali and I chilled out some more. And then I found Abe and I really chilled out. So I have found so much satisfaction in not speaking, not responding, not giving my opinion, whether it's good or bad. Just sitting there and holding it and listening to others. Boy, that's a new thing, huh? And that's something we can all work on. Oh, I love this. We talked about the essence, right? Non-attachment, the Yoda, right? The Buddha. We don't get attached to things, glomming on, getting rigid. No, you just allow everything to flow, and you become acquainted with the essence of what it is you desire to be, whether it's a lover that you want to design, a new home, a career, a healthier body, the essence of that. I love that practice. It's one of my favorites. And then another one that I dig, which is noticing your words. And this happened to me during our time together, which I threw myself under the bus with all of you, really noticing how I'm talking about what I don't want rather than focusing on what I do. And see, that's why this mastery thing, I call myself a master, because why the hell wouldn't I? I am a master. Am I masterful every damn day? No. Am I working towards mastery? Heck yes. Right? But it's constant. It's not You do it and you put your paper up on the wall. It is attention to yourself, attention to your responses, attention to your reactions, attention to your inner mind and your inner life. It requires your attention. It requires tending. Again, back to the plants, right? You just have to keep going back and focusing on yourself. And it gets really fun. And it's also really fun to laugh at yourself. At least I enjoy doing that. All right. And then coming to the end here, we talked about my pelicans that I love so much. And yes, they're flying by as I talk to you right now. Of course they are doing the ground effect, right? Using the laws of physics to their advantage. That's what the laws of the universe are, quantum physics. And we're learning how to use the law of attraction to our advantage. But we have to gear up properly in order to allow that to happen. And that's what all this is all about. And basically, what it's taken us to is the end zone of I think the greatest result could be living a life on purpose, living a life that is meaningful, living a life that is purpose driven, perhaps where your avocation melds with your vocation. So you're actually getting paid for what you really love to do. I mean, that's the top of the heap, right? So, wow, we've covered a lot of ground here. And I want to give you kudos. And I want to tell you the difference between just saying, oh, yeah, I'm working on this, or I'm working towards that, or yeah, I listen to the teachings of Abe or any other teachers, Seth, whomever, that you know and love. You actually got down on it and actually did the work. You are doers now. And now you can feel the difference between I'm going to be doing, I am trying, to I am doing. I am in it. I am doing it. I am owning it. Well done. Seriously. Because this requires fortitude. It requires an open heart and mind. It requires you not beating yourself up and being willing to look at yourself like a behavioral psychologist and say, oh, look at me. Look at me. And watch me pivot and watch me grow and watch me expand and watch me allow. Just you wait, Henry Higgins. Kind of stuff. Okay. Let's have a good old meditation together, shall we? Let's just put everything aside. Close your eyes. Relax into your seat. 3 big inhales and exhales, exhaling through your mouth, letting all the air out, all the stress. Let your body just sink into the seat, your seat sink into the seat. And everything just relaxed and being held and cherished and taken care of while you take this deep dive into you. Relaxing all the skin on your face, on your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyes, allowing them to fall deep in the sockets, into your skull, and the skin around the eyes to relax and release. Your cheeks, your jaw, and your tongue, all relaxed. Your ears hanging from your head, relaxed, released, heavy. Your throat open, relaxed. Your neck, your shoulders hanging heavy away from your ears. Your arms dangling off your torso, laying heavily on your chair or in your lap. Your wrists, hands, and fingers your chest, relaxed and moving with the undulation of your breath, just like a wave in the ocean. Pushes up and then releases. Your stomach is relaxed, your hips, your pelvis, your shoulder blades, down your back, your thighs, your lower legs, ankles, feet, and toes. Do a little scan. Notice if anything is clenched up since you were last visiting. Let it relax again. No judgment. And starting to do your breath work in and out of your nose if possible. 3 in, 5 out. And relaxing around that, in and out. Noticing as you breathe in and then release the air, what part of your body goes into participation mode? Does your face tighten up? Does your jaw, your tongue, your body, your torso, does your tummy pull in? It's a response. It's just how we are. And it's wonderful to be in observing mode and say, something for me to remember about myself. Something for me to check into. Releasing the tension and sinking deeper and deeper into the space beneath time, into the sea of tranquility, your home, your mind, your imagination, the provenance of all your creativity, the space in which you can commune with you seamlessly. And feeling fully what it feels to be home. It's the boundary between your skin and the air gets lighter and lighter until it falls away completely. Until you feel one, the entire space around you. Until you are swimming in the sea of possibilities that is you, your quantum beingness. And this is who you are as far as this space of rest and relaxation and tranquility. You can always come down here and dip your cup in and take a sip whenever you need it. This is your nexus point. This is your jumping off point. It's not frantic here, is it? There are no shoulds here, or buts or can'ts. All things are possible when you remove belief systems and you allow yourself to flow into the larger part of you. So I'm going to be quiet and allow you to look around. Just feel how it feels here and breathe. And then I'll be back to take you back up to the surface. All right, Creator. Time to grab your touchstone, whatever that may be for you. A little reminder to tuck away as you go about your day, that this is where all your power lies, and you can use it whenever you need. Oh, that's right, I don't have to react. Oh, that's right, I don't have to espouse my opinion. I can just be here. I can just go to that space. How wonderful is this, that we know all of this exists? So what I will say for your journaling today, write whatever comes into your mind. Write and write and write. Feeling words, thoughts, anything. This is your time to commune effortlessly with the broader part of you. Journaling is where we really expand into that place of communion, ease of communication with your inner being, with your broader aspect. It's how Esther started. And we know, and we've seen where her journey has taken her, so you can just imagine where yours is going to take you. The more fluid you become with the language of your inner being, the more of a translator of energy, the more incredible your life will become. It is law. So before I say goodbye for this segment, I want to recite a paean, or a tribute, to the great god Osiris. I memorized this many years ago. I found it in a book of ancient Egyptology. And I love reading anything about ancient Egypt. I have quite a rapport with the gods there. And Osiris is one of my favorites. He is the god of verdancy, the god of creation. He and his sister wife Isis came to earth and showed us how to plant seeds, how to catch fish, how to read the skies, mathematics, writing, language, engineering, architecture. But one of his biggest gifts is that he gave us life after life. You see, he had a brother that was jealous and killed him not once, but twice. And the second one really took hold. And down Osiris went into the Duat, into the land of the dead. And what met him there broke his heart. The sadness, the pain, the discordancy, a complete cutting off from everything that is good and sweet. And so, as he is a great God, he brought life after life. There is no death. There is only a new vantage point, a new realm, a new way of looking at things, a new way of creating. And this poem that I want to recite to you was found in a tomb in the Valley of the Kings for a fellow named Ani. And so it is called the Papyrus of Ani. And this is an ode to the great god Osiris. And it goes like this. The doors of perception open. What was hidden has been revealed. It is myself I see, and 1,000 colors swirling in liquid light. I have come home. I have entered humanhood, bound to rocks and plants, men and women, rivers and sky. I shall be with you in this and other worlds. All these things am I. Portents, images, signs. Though apart, I am a part of you. You and I together are a single creation. May we come and go in and out of heaven through the gates of starlight. As the houses of earth fill with dancing and song, so filled are the houses of heaven. I come in truth. I sail a long river and row back again. It is joy to breathe under the stars. I am the sojourner, destined to walk 1,000 years until I arrive at myself. Namaste, Creator. Thank you from the bottom of my capacious heart for taking this time to play with me and grow with me and expand. Let's do it again sometime soon, okay? Until then, ciao.